Discovery 1. This is a common problem. Got a lot of forum threads. This repair is applicable to Discovery 1. This is a 300 TDI 1996 model. I believe it's similar on a Discovery 2. So the fault is you've done some kind of work that's involved removing the handbrake cable and possibly the gearbox console here. This is an automatic model. After the work, your handbrake doesn't work because there's no ratchet. The lever comes up, the handbrake works, but when you release the lever, it's just wobbling around. What is that caused by? That's caused by a spring not returning, obviously. You would think the spring would be down here near the lever, but it isn't. So the spring is in this last inch or two, and it's obviously held back by these little squeezed in tabs here. Now just below that is a sleeve through which passes that rod there. That sleeve is a very tight fit. If the rod sees any deformation, it will seize in that slot and the spring won't be able to work. So what happens is when somebody works on your car, they often pull so far, they pull the lever up like that, and that is the start of the fault. So the ratchet, the lever is pulled up so high that the ratchet disengages, but that does something very bad. That makes the rod press against the front surface. It makes the rod press against this surface where the seam is of the lever, and when some effort is applied, that actually bends the rod. Now the rod won't go through its white sleeve, which is in there. I can see the end of it, but I don't want to dismantle this. But from this angle you can see that rod is now tight up against that. Now hopefully I haven't bent it. Obviously now it's bent like a banana towards my hand, and the fix is to bend it back the other way. It's as simple as that. How do you know the cam's disconnected without looking in it? You can tell because the button comes up way too high. You should never see this part of the button below the ridge on it there. So to reverse it, you just simply push it back down. There you go. And now get it back on the teeth. Now you can see the rod is free of the black sleeve, and at this point you bend the rod towards you, towards the camera, because you are correcting the banana shape that was pushing the rod down towards my hand. So to correct the bend in the rod, don't try to stick a screwdriver in like that. That won't work. You've got to stick the screwdriver in the back of the handle here. So here we go. You've put the screwdriver in the back. You see that the screwdriver is about halfway up the rod. That's very hard to see, I'm afraid. And you bend the rod towards you with the screwdriver in the back of the handle like that. I'm doing it out of the car because I had to take it out of the car to find out how to do that. But in theory, you may, if you're really clever, be able to remove your glove box inner, and once you remove that, you could actually put the screwdriver in without taking this lever off the car. And that is the fix. So now my rod's straight again. I'll put the screwdriver in the back, up there. I've pressed halfway on that rod to bring the rod towards me, towards the camera, looking at it like this. And now I have a working ratchet once again. By the way, if you think you could cure that problem just by lubricating the rod, you would be wrong. All manner of lubricants have been tried here and failed. You have to bend the rod back if the cam has ever been pulled off the cog hard.